Hey, how you guys doing? This is KLA, Cloud the Wanderer, and happy Halloween. If those who celebrate Halloween, and I have a guest. Her name is Kim Franchina.
Are you gonna try that? It's actually Franchina. There's no CH in Italian, so Franchina.
Oh, okay,
Franchetta.
Frankina.
It's okay.
Oh,
You're not
okay,
the first
okay.
one to get it wrong.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, all right. Well, it's nice to meet you. Nice. Yeah, I seen you no, not Instagram, but Facebook, and I noticed that you're like one of these, you know, um, like over 50-year-old bodybuilders.
Yeah. Actually, technically, I'm over 60. So, yeah, it's been all over the place, actually. I've been on Facebook and Instagram, you name it. Everybody seems to be reaching out to me because I guess I'm coming across as an average person who's done an average or an extraordinary thing. So I'm flattered.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy thing to do bodybuilding. I'm not a bodybuilder, but I've talked with a lot of, well, I don't know to say a lot, but a decent amount, a decent amount of people to talk to about
Yeah.
bodybuilding.
Well, I started when I was going
Yeah,
to nursing
I have,
school. So I kind of
okay,
started and dabbled in it there and then have gone from there. So
okay. So yeah, I seen like some of your pictures that you was very overweight.
I started at 320 pounds. Now I'm down. So
Oh
contest
wow.
weight, I'm about 140. So right now I'm about 145, 150 because I'm trying to. After I lost all that weight, I lost a bit of my muscle mass, from years of lifting and moving and whatever. So now I'm in building phase. It's hard to have lost all that weight and now to be sitting at a weight that I'm not comfortable at to build. So it's a bit of a
Yeah.
mind game.
Right.
But yeah, I went
What was
from
that
size
process?
three. I went from a 3X to a size small, medium to big.
Oh, what was that process like of losing that weight?
To be honest, as a nurse, for the last 10 years I've been taking care of my parents. My parents were 94 and 96, so I mean they were up there and getting old. So I had a little bit of help stress wise. So because I was working full time as a nurse, taking care of my parents, and then included end of life when they were passing away, that kind of helped push it along a little. It was kind of, I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but I lost some weight because I wasn't eating on a regular basis. I was running from work to my parents to the hospital to the whatever. So, uh, yeah, it was very hard. I ended up having to go on antidepressants and, to manage my stress level. I started smoking and all sorts of naughty things to
Oh,
get through it. But so with the bad came the good. I kind of got a good handle on it because in 2023, in January, my mother died. 2023, my dad died Christmas Day, 2023. So by January, February, I had gotten to a stage where things had started to stabilize a little bit stress wise.
yeah,
So it was then that I was able to look back and say, okay, I've lost this weight now. How am I going to healthy keep it off? Because there's one thing to lose it when you're stressed or there's a problem, but when life settles down, do you revert back to your old habits? So I really spent a lot of time picking off or removing one thing at a time that I easily could do. And one example of that was I was so busy running around that I ended up eating sometimes dinner at 10 o'clock at night. So one of the things that I started doing was no more nighttime eating. So even that made a difference. My husband bought me the dog that you heard barking earlier. He's 5 pounds, and he got me the dog to help me walk and to grieve for my parents. So, with somebody to cuddle and take care of, and it forced me to walk. So that really helped. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing I can say to people, because everybody's curious, what's the trick? What did you learn? What can you pass on to us? And I wish I could say one size fits all, but it doesn't. You kind of have to, play with the things that are out there. So far as you do keto, do you do all meat, whatever the case may be. Sometimes you have to play with it to see how that works for you. For me, I cut my carbs. I mean, being Italian, I love my pasta and my breads and my. So rather than having it more regularly, now I have it only special occasions and only a small amount. Um, One of the other things I did was, and much to my poor husband's
Yeah.
disappointment, I ended up like, if it was in the house, it would be eaten. So anything like chips or chocolates or ice cream did not cross into the house.
Right.
Because once it was here, you know, it was going to get eaten. So I would say, if you have stuff that is, you're really, into Mars bars or popcorn or whatever it is, don't bring it into the house. Do not. I kind
Oh,
of, it's,
so you're
what
like a predator?
yes. You know what you have to do is, it's almost like, I tell people I have an addiction to sugar. It's like sugar is like
Yeah.
crack cocaine. Not that I've ever done crack
Yeah.
cocaine, but
Right.
like if it's around, you're going to want it and you're going to want more.
Yeah.
So far as my sugar consumption goes, I don't add sugar to anything. I try to have one ingredient food. Like chicken is chicken, no matter what you do to it, it's chicken. And the same thing, cereal, cookies, anything that has more than one ingredient, I won't touch.
Right. Yeah. I'm addicted to sugar. I gotta confess, I'm addicted to sugar.
You
Yeah.
know what? We're human, right?
Right. Like
Yeah.
now I was gonna ask you, like, what are ways that when you first started bodybuilding, what are ways that you kind of restrain yourself from not like using too much sugar?
Um, you know what? It kind of balanced itself out, because when you're doing heavy squats, I would be sitting there talking to myself, going like, "Do you want to do the squats? Do you want to do it easy, or is it going to be harder because you just ate like 10 donuts?" Right? So I kind of just said, "What's it going to be? You choose, because you choose your life, you choose your path," and I chose to give it up,
Right.
because why go in the gym and kill yourself?
Yeah.
Basically, you're doing one thing, but you're ruining as soon as you leave. It's the same thing with, I don't get somebody to shovel my snow. I shovel my own snow. Why go to the gym if I can get a great workout here?
Right.
Not to say that I mean, I love the gym, don't get me wrong, but I incorporate movement into my life. If I go grocery shopping, I park as far away as I can. I do the stairs up and down. Don't take escalators. I take stairs everywhere. With my dog Leo, I mean, he's 5 pounds. We do 10 to 15K walking a day. It all plays a part in the big package of pulling everything in. And as you could tell from the pictures, most people don't think I'm 62.
No, you look good for your age.
Thank you.
Like, yeah, like did you bodybuild before? Did you? Because this is like a younger version of you or something. When did you start it?
What are you saying? Yes, actually, it was just before I started taking care of my parents.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So
Huh.
I've been in the health and fitness industry since the '80s. I
All
used to
right.
teach fitness classes and this and that, but I have never been, a skinny mini ever. This is the smallest I've ever been.
Right.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I come from Italian stock, you know, working girl, working on the farm, so I'm pretty active, I'm pretty solid. And one of the things that had come up is that I had broken a wrist. I didn't even
Okay.
go in to get a cast on or surgery because my bone health and repair was so good. We just didn't need it.
Mm.
Yeah. So it shows you internally I'm healthy,
Right.
right? I have great ability to heal a lot faster because I do take care of myself. So a lot of collagen. I do my multivites. If I can get my necessary nutrient from food, that's always my first source. Food first. Yeah. Food is I'd like to say my food is the enemy, but it's not. I have to embrace it and work with it.
What's your favorite food that you like to cook?
What's that, Tori?
What's your favorite food?
Oh my
Italian
God.
food.
Do I have to? If you really want to make my day, once a year, it sounds so funny. Once a year, I do carrot cake with cream cheese icing.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds something.
I know. I mean, I like my pasta and my breads, but there's something about my birthday. My husband always gets me a piece of the real carrot cake with the real cream cheese icing. I'm happy.
Do you bake it or do you get it like a store? Do you bake it or do you get it from a store?
I can't hear that. Sorry.
Do you bake it? Do you bake it?
No, no, no. There's a place. I'm in Ottawa, so there's a place in Ottawa that I think has exceptional carrot cake. So that's where he goes.
So what was like your first show like that?
Oh, if you're shy, forget it, because you were up there pretty much naked. And after having 4 kids and multiple C-sections, to stand up there like that was a little bit unnerving. But to be honest, what really made me feel like it was worthwhile to put myself out on that ledge was the number of people who said to me, "Thank you for showing me that you're a real person, you have real life problems, and you didn't have to do it through surgery. You didn't have to do it through drugs. You didn't have to do it through, you took." I tried to take an uncomplicated approach to it and just, that keep it simple, stupid analogy. So
Right.
I didn't do 50,000 things at once. I cut back on my nighttime eating. And then I figured that, 3 weeks of that, I got it licked. I went on to something else and I build on it, build, 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 build. And,
Mm.
my husband will attest to the fact that I have to be realistic with people. And like, yeah, I had some days where I was crying my eyes out because I'm hungry or tired or, whatever the case may be. But God love him. He's the best supporter going. And it was always about getting healthier, not to be on a stage looking like that. Because there's a bit of a misnomer in that when you get on that stage, you're in prime shape most of the time, right? You've dieted, you've lost your weight, you built it, whatever. Is that realistic to stay like that? Not necessarily.
Is your husband a bodybuilder?
No, he's not. Which is really funny because in my gym, I have a gym in my house. I have trophies and medals and whatever, and everybody always comes in. Yeah, that's him, and they 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 always think it's his, but it's not. It's my medals. So I'm hoping next year. He's younger than I am. He just turned 57 yesterday. I'm hoping next year that we'll compete together. It would be really nice just for and don't get me wrong, the trophies and the medals and the accolades are nice. What's really nice is just going up there and showing people what you worked on for a year. And people appreciate the effort and the dedication and the giving up of things. I mean, I'm outside sometimes 9, 10 o'clock at night going for a run or going. I will always finish my workout. I don't care if it's 12 o'clock at night. So, you sacrifice your own things to get there. So when people are saying like, good for you, you've inspired me, it's like, wow, okay. That's what, a higher being, God or Buddha or whoever you want to say, that's what he's got me here to do. Because I'm a nurse. I'm a nurse. I speak to people all the time about, you can do this 5 pounds at a time. That's it. I never sat back a year ago or 2 years ago and said, I'm going to lose 170 pounds. I would have said, you're out of your tree. Quit smoking, quit drinking wine, whatever the case may be. And I did it one thing at a time.
I was going to ask you at what point you decided to compete, like pop in your mind, like I'm gonna do this.
I'm just having trouble hearing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I just get more of the music.
Oh yeah.
The music stuff. I thought the music be a little entertaining type of thing.
Yeah, no, hey, I'm a hardcore rock girl, so it's all good. This is what I listen to when I work out.
Okay. Can you hear me good?
Oh, that's perfect. Thank you. So, what was the last question?
Okay. Now, at what point you decided to do competitions? Like what?
Uh,
Like
you know what?
now?
I
Oh,
I
now go
did it
ahead.
to keep me honest. Because there's one thing. Oh, I'm going to do this, and like my husband says, for me, it's about having a goal. I knew the timing, and I knew how much time I had, and I just kind of planned it from there, backdated it. Hang on, there we go. So I backdated it from there, and like I said, for me, it was about keeping me honest because otherwise, it's like you're just doing it for yourself. You're doing it to get healthy. What does get healthy mean, right? So I did it so that I would keep myself accountable, and that's all it was. Whether I was
Okay.
ready or
So
not,
you do?
keep me accountable.
Do you do natural bodybuilding?
All natural.
Oh, okay, okay,
The only thing I
yeah.
do is multivitamins. That's about it. No medications anymore from my parents. Like I said, I was on 2 antidepressants. I mean, they're both dying at the same time, and I'm taking care of them. It was not a fun stage to be in. Very rewarding. Don't get me wrong. Best thing I ever did in my life as a nurse is to be able to be there to manage my parents' care when they're dying. They
Right.
both passed away at home, which was awesome. But yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I'm recently taking care of my parents,
Yeah,
so
we're the sandwich generation, they say.
yeah.
Yeah, but the thing that really struck home for me was that my parents, um, from a younger age, were always active. They played softball and they did bowling, and when they were growing up and this and that, and they kept up with the walking and tennis and playing golf. And there's something to be said for, movement is life. The minute you stop moving, you may as well give up. So I always encourage patients and everybody, like, I don't care what you got, but you got to move. You don't use it, you're going to lose it. And, up till the week before my parents died, they were still moving around doing their things. So, they took care of themselves. They took care of themselves as they got older, and it made that end stage, if it's going to happen, a little bit more pleasant. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
there's something to be said for taking care of yourself. I mean, the inevitable is going to come for all of us, but at least you're not sitting there with something that you could have prevented. Like I'm thinking about diabetes, you
yeah,
know, I'm thinking about, things that you can help, heart disease, you know, even my husband this is the weird part is that my husband just turned 57 2 years ago during all this business with my parents. He had a heart attack.
mm,
And he works out of the gym too and he's in great shape, but again, it's genetics. So
yeah,
now that he had his heart attack and he got it repaired, now it's like, okay, how do you keep your cholesterol down and this and that? So
mm,
doing weights will build you up. It's your food that's going to internally keep you well and your
mm,
mental health.
right,
So once I worked on cleaning up that part of his diet with him, no problems with his blood work. None.
mm,
So can you prevent things? I believe so. Would he have been dead at 30? Could have been. You just don't know. So my parents taught me, take care of yourself, keep moving, try to, manage your stress, and you can live a long and healthy life.
yeah,
Quality. Quality. To me, it's about quality,
mm,
And the nice thing is that all my kids work out now. I have a 2-year-old grandson who I cannot wait because I'm going to compete again in the spring. I can't wait to bring him. And there's nothing more satisfying than thinking he's going to see his grandmother compete.
right,
And I would love to be able to, at some point, compete with my grandson and my
mm,
husband.
right. What
Because
was your first?
what's that?
I was gonna ask you what was your first show,
My first show was Kingston.
Kingston? Okay.
Kingston bodybuilding. Yep. I have to say the last one I did, which is the IDFA, which is the drug free in Canada, they were phenomenal. It was an amazing show that no matter who you were, we all celebrated everybody.
Mm,
In my category for the transformation, everybody was just so good for you, and I'm like, no, good for you too, because you're on that stage with me. I wish I could share the trophy with everybody. I wish that everybody could be a winner, but don't minimize what you've done. But this is me. Yeah. So
now,
I dedicate my trophy and the medals to my parents. I am who I am because of my parents and having shown me the way to, try to do the right things and try to set an example for people.
right,
I am not extraordinary by any stretch. I am, just the same as you, just the same as everybody on the street with kids and jobs and busy. And if you want something, you can have it. You just got to put in the legwork. And that's
right,
fair. Yep. But
right,
I hope now that my career or my legacy is about sharing what I've done and sharing that sky's the limit and don't wait. Don't wait until you're older to do these things. I did my first bodybuilding competition at 40. Why? Because I wanted to prove. Why isn't it more women aren't on that stage? Now they are. People were shocked. I'm 62. I was the oldest person at my last competition. Why? I know a lot of women in their 70s who look fantastic, and why not?
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, there's people that start late, like in their
Yep.
40s or even
Yep.
later, like in their 50s.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
I I know about the oldest bodybuilder. She was like 83, and she started like because she was like unhealthy, and she
Yep.
had like this conscious where that she was conscious. She didn't want to be she didn't want to be sick or anything like that. So she just started working out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, if you have anything to do with healthcare, you know you do not want to get sick.
Right.
And I'm a nurse. I've worked in the hospitals. I was before this. I was a bone marrow transplant nurse. You don't want to be there, you know. And no disrespect to anybody in the medical field, but things are just not great.
Mm.
So my big thing is prevention over prescriptions. Okay, so if you can prevent it, awesome. Do not go for that pill. Don't go for the, well, maybe go for the surgery depending on what the circumstances are. But taking a pill is made in a lab. So there is not one natural ingredient in that product. So you are going to
Mm.
have side effects or you're going to have repercussions from taking that instead of just
Mm.
not eating the bag of chips. So
Right.
that's where I'm saying you got to kind of get that around into your head.
Okay. So, like, how many shows
Well,
you done so far?
how
Like
many
two?
shows?
Yeah.
3 or 4 altogether now.
Oh,
But this
okay.
is this is since my comeback. This is the comeback since my parents and everything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, what division you was doing?
What division?
Yeah.
Initially, I was bodybuilding. So the one that you saw with the black suit on, that was
Okay.
bodybuilding. So I was much bulkier. Like I had the much bigger muscle mass.
Yeah. Yeah. I
And actually,
see.
I was heavier there. This time, I was in physique.
Okay.
So a little skinnier and a little less muscle mass.
Mm.
Because
Well, how
when I
was?
lost the 170 pounds, you know, you sacrifice some of your muscle,
Mm.
unfortunately. And muscle is what keeps that metabolism going. So I'm in that stage now where I thought, okay, I'm not going to be able to build as fast because I'm 62, I'm not 25. So I'm going to go in the category just underneath bodybuilding, which kind of just sits me in the kind of the right place.
Mm.
But now the dream is next year in May, I will compete again, but it gives me this winter to add some size.
Mm.
So now I'm lifting heavy.
Do you have a coach?
I have me.
Yeah.
Actually, I do have somebody by the name of Kim Peppers. She is awesome, a friend of mine, and she does a lot of transformation coaching and whatnot. So I'm lucky to be in the health field. So I know a lot of really good physiotherapists. I know a lot of occupational therapists. Like I know a lot of really good people.
Okay.
The guy who does massages on me just won, you know, Grand Masters. He's 50 and huge. And you know, we're all supportive of each other, so we help each other out. It's great. It's IDFA especially. I found everybody was so welcoming and so friendly. Just,
Mm.
you know, it's not about being catty or it's not about you're better or worse or whatever. It's just about let's celebrate something that we love to do. I mean, I'll go out and buy
Mm.
somebody a trophy if that really makes a difference, you
Mm.
know? But to me, I would
Yeah.
rather give up the trophies and the medals, but be healthy enough to enjoy my grandchildren, be happy enough to enjoy. I don't know where you are, but today in Ottawa is a beautiful day. I'll take the dog and go for a 10K walk.
Yeah. I'm in New
That's
York
what I
City.
want.
It's
For
it's
me?
it's warm. I'm in New
Yeah.
York City. It's
You're in
warm.
New York. Oh,
Yeah.
lovely. Lovely.
Yeah.
You can
You ever
invite
been to
me
New
down.
York?
I'll show you all the pictures. I
You
would
ever been to
love to go
New?
down
Oh,
there. We're in New
you been to
York.
New York?
Yeah.
I live in Brooklyn,
Nice.
Flatbush, Brooklyn, yeah, Flatbush,
Nice.
Brooklyn. Yeah.
Okay. No, I've only been to New York City actually and driving through, but
No.
maybe one of these days I'll do an American show.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Do you like watch bodybuilding at all, like in live stream or anything like that, or keep up with the
Um,
sport?
Actually, to be honest, no. Because I don't know about you. I mean, you're going through it with family as well. That you know, once my parents died and I sold their house, and then I had to move all their stuff and sell all their stuff, and so I'm kind of still in purging mode. You
Okay.
cannot imagine how much stuff 94 and 95, 96-year-olds have in their house. My father had paperwork for the last 40 years, bills, receipts. God
Mm.
love him. But anyways, I just like, so, yeah, I've been kind of busy just kind of purging that stuff on. And again, doing the competition was about, okay, I'm done. Everything is done, moving forward. I wanted it to kind of be my starting point, if you will.
Okay. Well,
So
we can
I'm
look at some.
back.
Yeah, we can look at some pictures.
Sure.
That you sent me. There you are.
That's the shirt I
Flexing.
have on today. This is IGFA. Again, love them, love them, love them. Sean is a great guy and treated me like royalty. Can't say enough about him. Yep.
Like what organization you do? That's the organization.
Yeah. Well, this was
IDFA.
the
Oh,
last competition I did.
oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
It's the
How was that?
natural. It's all natural.
Okay. How was that for you? Yo, you won. You won,
Yeah, I
right?
won. So I won the
Yeah.
transformation challenge, which was, everybody had whatever little story that they have or what they went through. Some
Yeah.
great, great trials and tribulations. Me, it was just the weight loss and my parents and my husband's heart attack, that sort of thing. Yeah. So that was for just recent.
What is that the transformation? Because I remember I was trying to reach out to somebody,
Yeah.
and they were saying that they they didn't compete. They just did the transformation.
Yeah. So the transformation challenge with this organization, you basically can have anything that transforms you health wise, body
Oh, okay.
wise. So for me, like I said, it was having lost 170 pounds while I was taking care of my parents and working full time and my kids and my this and that. So that was me. The lady who came second to me, she had to be about 6'2". Now I'm 5'3". So she
Oh, you
stand. I
sure?
could literally stand underneath her armpit and fit right in. It was hilarious.
Wow.
But she had had a big accident and went through her story. So again, it was coming back from that. Other people had lost weight. Were larger and lost weight to get healthy. All fantastic stories. All worthy of you know. I don't care if you have a bag over your head and you're 600 pounds. You put yourself out there. You did what you had to do, and you're on the stage and like proud of you. Like that's what we need to do is to be supporting each other to be our better selves. It only
Right.
makes people. It's a win-win for everybody. My husband is happier because I come home. I feel better about myself. I'm able to have more energy now. I'm able to have, so many things, so many bonus things from being healthier. My kids, are astounded. Or my oldest is 33. She's like, "Mom, you're on a stage half naked." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, don't forget it." Right? It's setting an example. Women,
Right.
you can live, you can be, you can look great and feel great at any age, but there's something about women that we feel we're out to pasture once we say out of our 30s, out of our
Mm.
40s. And it's so not true. It's so not true. I feel fantastic in 60. I
Well,
plan
they
on
have like
competing. I plan on
no.
competing for as long as I can.
Oh.
Yep.
No, when
And
you said that, I was about to say, they have this thing, this notion where when you're like after 30, you hit the wall, you
mhm,
know.
yeah.
So
I can tell you, and like you said, how many 80-year-olds, 90-year-olds are in the gym killing it. They're doing
yeah,
it and they're healthy, and they will tell you they are not out to pasture. Their quality of life is much better, and they're not at the doctor's office all the time.
mm,
you know I mean, the only thing I take now is a multivitamin, and occasionally I'll take magnesium for my bones and whatever, and collagen because of I lost so much. My skin was, it looked like crepe paper. Like I could
Mm.
literally pull my skin out.
Yeah.
I keep offering it to a burn unit, but nobody wants it. I
Mm.
said, hey, you could take all the extra skin there and use it for burn peoples. I'm happy to donate it, but nobody wants it.
Mm. Is
But I,
that
I
is
had a
that
lot of fun with that too. I mean, on the stage, I was actually, when I had to do a pose for my abs, and I do have that loose skin, I'm sitting there going like, now just a minute, and
mm.
pull the skin out of the way and whatever. So I'm trying to find humor in it. I'm never going to look 20 again. I'm never going to look 30 again. But you know what? I look pretty good for 62. And that's
Yeah,
what
you
I'm
look good.
counting on, right?
Yeah, you look good. I
Yeah.
saw some more pictures of you. No, this is what, like the younger self or something.
Yeah, that was all with the maybe a second or third one. This is a
Okay.
photo shoot I did with a really well known photographer from Canada, Michelle Valberg. She's internationally renowned. I'm kind of known for my back, and
Mm.
people who know me know that I'm a real Mickey Mouse fan. So that's the tattoo.
Oh, okay, okay. So you just competed in Canada. You haven't like traveled or anything
Correct.
like
So far,
that?
it's just in Canada,
Oh, okay, okay.
but
Yeah,
there's always a first. I've run the
yeah.
marathon. I ran Disney Marathon in Florida. That I've done. I ran London, England Marathon. I've run the marathon here in Ottawa. Again, I am not a runner,
Mm.
but it was something as a Mickey Mouse fan. I wanted to do Disney because it's a Mickey Mouse medal. So I
You
trained and I had an injury at the time. I actually did not train with one foot on on land. I trained
yeah.
exclusively in the pool. I ran in the pool. And yep, I finished the marathon. I got the medals and best thing in my life.
Have you ever heard of Melanie Horton? Like a bodybuilder? Like there's a lot of bodybuilders that's in Canada. Some of them are in IFBB pros. So you're not really in tune with the IFBB pros like that.
No, no, haven't,
Okay.
no, not really.
Yeah. This is
Yeah.
bodybuilder. This is bodybuilder. Her name is Melanie Horton, and she's like about your age, and she's shredded. Let me
Nice.
show. Let me see a picture if I could show. Well, I don't know if this is it. If I could,
Let's see. Oh, wow.
yeah.
How old is she? Does it say?
She got to be like your age, probably like 60.
Oh, she's phenomenal.
Yeah,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
Is she American or is she Canadian? Huh.
She's from Can. Yeah, she's Canadian. She's from
Oh, I
Can.
have to look her up. Thank you for that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. My friend interviewed her. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Well,
Do you?
let's hope that next year you can interview me having won again. That's the
Of
plan.
course, of course, of
That's
course.
the plan.
What was it like preparing for your show? Was it tough?
This last one I did, yeah, I have to say it was pretty. The last 2 months, I'd say, were kind of a challenge. In that, I'm dropping calories, I'm dropping carbs, when you're getting that much in fine tuning, I was. I'd say to my husband, coming from an Italian background, like my mother would never sit down, but I've been sitting around the house like a zombie. Like
Mm,
I told my husband I have 15 minutes of energy, so I got to do little pockets of activity, and then you're giving up your water and you're doing this and that. So it was a challenge. Is it the
yeah.
worst? No, it's short term. But I made a point of telling everybody, and I certainly told my kids and my husband, beware. I'm cutting calories, and I might chew a head off or two. So, I said it it's just a phase you got to go through for a week and you're fine after that. I mean, the minute after I finished the show and I had a few things to eat, I'm saying even like potatoes or a hamburger or something nutritious, I bounce back right away. So it doesn't last long. You know what it's
Oh,
like when you haven't eaten for a couple hours and you're kind of like, meh. I had that for about a week.
oh wow. Yeah, that I heard the prep is it's
Yeah.
not it's not what's it's not pleasant. I've heard
Yeah,
that.
because I mean, we're geared to eat at a certain time and drink at a certain time and sleep at a certain time. And as a nurse, what I discovered was I'm not used to putting myself first. So when I have to stay on track with my diet and my workouts that precisely, I felt a lot of guilt associated with it. Oh, I should
Mm.
be vacuuming. Oh, I should be doing this. I should be like, as a nurse now, I go out and do people's Botox, and yeah, yeah, it was a challenge. I'll just leave it at that. So, but yeah, now I go and I try to encourage people to, if they're so inclined to, go for whatever it is that they want to go for and reach out to resources, reach out to the people that surround you for help. I mean, my
Mm.
husband was great. My kids were great. My daughter, who lives out in BC, she'd call and say, "Oh, what are you having for lunch? Or what are you having for dinner?" And they'd be checking up on me to make sure it was okay. And world of difference, world of difference. And they're proud. I'm proud.
Yeah,
They were
that's good
happy to
that
show
they
off their
support.
mom.
Yeah, that's good that they support you. You know.
Yep, yep. Well, I try to do it healthy, so they know I'm not sitting there taking steroids or the hardcore stuff. That's not my thing. My thing is like I said, prevention. I just want to age gracefully and not be stuck in a wheelchair. That's not life.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't want to be stuck giving myself a needle every day because of diabetes or whatever the thing. I mean, if you have something that you can, like Parkinson's or something, like, okay, there's not much you can do, but at least you can find some quality within that issue,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like I have a friend who's got MS. I said, okay, well, you can't, she's in a wheelchair. I said, you can't get up and walk around and do it, but I said, you can do it within your chair. So let's get you moving in your chair. So, it's about being different and inventive and coming up with different ideas and have fun. I mean, I danced on this last stage. I had a grand time. And you have to have fun. Life is short. You'll find that out. With parents, your life is short, and it'll teach you to embrace what time you have left and have a good time.
Yeah. What is it that you do like outside of bodybuilding? Like do you like
I'm a
in terms
nurse.
of working out?
Oh, working out. I have a gym in
Oh,
my
you
house.
say you walk your dogs. Oh,
Yeah. Leo and I hit walking, we walk maybe 2, 3 times a day. We get up to 15K. So that's one
okay.
thing. And I even hit the parks and I'll do chin ups, on the kids' equipment. I'll do push ups. He's used to me doing strange things. I incorporate working out into our walks. It doesn't have
Okay.
to be just in a gym during, between 10 and 11. I incorporate it in my life all day long.
How many pull-ups you can do?
That's not fair. So I won a pull up contest once. I beat one of the guys. I'm down to like now I can do about five maybe. I'm getting over
I
that.
stopped doing push.
You push ups?
No, I stopped. Yeah, I mean, I stopped doing push-ups for a while.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'll do it, but sometimes it'd be like in and out. If I feel like doing it, I'll do it.
yeah.
So,
I can tell you, you've seen what my back looks like. I don't do any back exercises. I do push ups. and that's how I got that
Okay.
back. So
Okay.
I try to do like I'm up to like 100 a day now. I just will
Yeah.
drop and do 20. And
Oh,
men's, not women's. Because when I broke that wrist, I had actually fallen on the ice and I hit
mm,
my shoulder first and then my hand. So that's one of the things that I had to kind of work on is I had trouble doing any arm movements with reaching up or push-ups or that sort of thing. So I've slowly gotten better now, and that's fine. Leo, shh. Yeah. So push-ups I do a lot of. Abs I'll try to do a lot of. You ever see me in the grocery stores? I'm waiting in the lineup. You'll see me doing squats, hanging onto my cart. I do it. You know what? Why not?
yeah.
I
That's
teach
good.
women. This is hilarious. I teach women, my friends. I said, trust me, we all go to the bathroom. Every time I go in there because I've had a coffee or whatever, I'll peel out another ten squats.
Right.
So if you go to the bathroom, say 5 times a day, there's 50 squats.
Right.
Adds up, right?
Right.
So everybody, everybody out there.
Somebody, somebody said, hold on, let me see. The best to do push-ups with your knuckles.
Oh my God, yes,
Always George Page.
yeah. I try to do them incline, decline, diamond shape, you name it. I try to
I used to do
variety
that,
because
the
of my
diamond
shoulder.
shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I love it.
I
Women do not do push ups. Women do not do chin ups. And I tell you, you do it, you're going to get strong. Yeah. My husband loved it because he says, I don't have to dig hole posts if I'm putting in a fence. He says, my wife's out there digging it because it's her training.
yeah.
It does come in handy.
Yeah.
Strong women will, it's empowering.
Yeah. Well, you got people from the chat.
Ooh.
You see Eric Holmes, best show on here, and you have Bet Olinator 98, best wishes for you from Germany. God bless you and stay healthy.
Oh,
And we
thank
got
you.
always George Page. Carb depletion can be a pain. And he also says, so what are her plans for next year?
Next year's bodybuilding.
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
another competition coming up in the spring, and well, that's the plan right now, anyways. So we'll 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 play it by ear. I'm hoping that all the little um, tiny injuries that I'm kind of working on. Um, to not make any worse, what I'm trying to do is, find something that supports me working out, but still being able to compete without getting too injured. Like I do have to be
Right,
mindful of my age, right? So um, I don't want to get too crazy, and I do have to have much longer recovery periods. But I have done strong woman stuff too, where I pulled trucks and whatever.
oh yeah, you done that?
Yeah, yeah. I've done the Highland Games, Maxville Highland Games. Yes, I've
Wow.
tried everything.
When
Why
was
be
this?
bored?
When
So
was this?
Maxwell Highland Games is in Canada, and they toss
Oh,
the caber and they pull trucks and do stones and all that. I tried it, of course. Now I can
yeah.
say I did it, and it was fun. Would I do it again? Maybe not. I did arm wrestling. So you ever want to develop
Okay.
great biceps and forearms? Learn how to do arm wrestling. I learned more things
Mhm.
about how to develop my hand strength and my forearm strength and my biceps because I hung around with the guys who did arm wrestling. So Devin Larratt is
Okay.
I think he's the world champion. I did it with him. It was great. So I've won
Oh,
trophies
okay.
there too.
Wow, that's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
How do you know what you like
Oh.
unless you try it?
You
Right?
know, I've interviewed, yeah, I've interviewed a young lady, like a couple of women that do strong women. One
Yep.
was in Australia and one was in France. And the
Nice.
one in France, she kind of pulled a truck. She
Yep.
picked up a car too. Yeah,
Yep.
like wow.
Yep. It's great. Yep.
Yeah,
I've won that. The local one here in Ottawa was a lot of fun. Yeah. I mean,
yeah,
you got to try. You never know where your little niche is going to be or where your passion is going to lie. I used to think, it was something totally different until I'm like, wow, I really like this. This is great. Well, why
mm.
not? I've done burlesque. Um,
What's that
you know,
for less?
so burlesque is, think about back in the old uh, days where they had prohibition. They used to have in bars where they had girls. It's not a strip, but it's kind of like a cheeky kind of dance where they'll, expose a little bit of the whatever cleavage or a little bit
Oh,
of the shoulder, right? It's all that tongue in cheek. So, but what they like is curvy women. This is the one time that thin women are not in. They want to see that voluptuous figure. So I did that to get used to being on stage. Because if you're intimidated, you're going to shake like a leaf on stage. So I
yeah,
did burlesque because I'm thinking, if I'm going to take some of my clothes off, this will prepare me. It was great.
yeah. Somebody in the chat, he says it's stripping but more tamed.
Yes, that's a good way to put it, actually. Yeah, you never fully take everything off. I think with bodybuilding, with the competition, I was pretty much the same amount of clothes. Yeah.
Mm,
But it's about being up there and having a good time and embracing that, you know, none of us, we don't look alike. We're all different. We're all unique. We all have different body shapes. We have different skin colors. We get different heights. We're all worthy of being acknowledged. We're all worthy of being, encouraged to live our best lives.
do you have like people that you connect with that's um that's competitors?
Yes, in all different sports. Yeah, I have a friend who just did hike of the Grand Canyon, and that was his big thing. He's
Yeah.
done, ultra marathons. He's done, you name it. He's done it. He inspired me to do the try a try. So it's kind of like a mini triathlon for people who just want to experience what it would be like. I won in my age group that time as well, and it was fun. It was fun.
Mm,
So I think that people are always encouraged and find some I don't know, some interesting parts about people just trying different things and living the experience. And yeah, I try everything. I as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else and doesn't put anybody at risk, and why not? I'll try anything once.
what is it that you tried that you wish you tried but you didn't?
Hmm. That's a good question. I don't know. I do not
Okay.
know. Phew. I've pretty much done everything that I set out to do. Like, if somebody had told me 30 years ago I'd be a nurse, I'd say you're out of your mind. Like, I'm not an A student. I'm not a whatever. I didn't think I had that capacity to be able to do the job. So I went, and in my first year, it's like, okay, this is fine. I can do this, and off I went. So I ended up, getting my diploma, and then I got my bachelor's, and then I got my master's. So that's how I do things. I get my feet wet, try it out. Yeah, it's okay, and then go from there. But one thing that my father always said is, you sign up for something or you commit to doing something. You've
Mm,
committed, you finish it. I
right.
don't care if you come last. I don't care. You got to finish it. So I remember once doing like a 5K or 10K run, and my dad was out there meeting me, and he's just like, I was the last person, dead last, because I was 300
Mm,
pounds. And he just said to me, I'm proud because you did not give up. You can walk, you can do whatever, but you get to that finish line. And I had people waiting at the end. And that
yeah. She'll come back. Yeah. She must have hit something, a button or something like that. I'm show some pictures.
There we go. Yep, that's
Okay.
me. That's the 320 pounds. That was actually at my daughter's graduation when
I'll
she
show it
became
again.
our
I did.
safety officer.
Yeah.
Yep, yeah.
I'll
I
show
was
it.
a big girl.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, I know you
But
felt great that day. Huh?
yeah, I felt great. My big concern was not to demoralize the people who didn't win. So if you
That's
had the
nice.
chance to have the chance to see the video, like for me, I took off my medals and congratulated the people that were with me
Yeah.
because I took myself down and I just said, the medals are lovely, the trophy is lovely, but guys, I acknowledge and recognize that you deserve this as well.
Yeah, I have a question. Like,
Just
so this is your name, Bella Monella?
so
Like, how
Bella
did you
Monella
came
is
up?
it's actually a nickname.
Oh, okay.
So it's my burlesque name, and it's also a nickname that my husband gave me. And when I created the Facebook account, I just did an alias or a nickname because obviously I was a little bit concerned about being able to track me down, right? As a nurse.
Okay.
So but when I recreate my Instagram, it will not be Bella Monella again. So in Italian, in Sicilian, it
Right.
actually means badass.
I mean, it's a cute name.
I
I
know.
because I thought it was your name. I thought that, I was
No,
like, that
no.
was her name.
That's what
And
my husband
but then
calls me, Bella Monella.
yeah, maybe you should keep it. Yeah, you should keep it.
Why
Yeah,
not? So
yeah,
it
you
means
should keep it.
I'm a pretty badass. And
Yeah, why
I
not?
kind of like, okay, I'll take that.
Yeah,
This grandmother is a badass.
yeah.
I have a lot
She,
of fun with it.
he said you came a long way, baby.
I did. I did indeed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if there's anything that I can, share with anybody who's listening or reading or is just, just have faith in yourself. You are your best cheerleader. And just if there's something that you want to do, whether it's painting or something like I've done, it literally is one day at a time, an hour at a time. I'd be sitting here just like planning my meal for the day, and that's it. That's all I would plan, just small steps, and it's less overwhelming. I think that it's well within everybody's capabilities to be able to do it, and reach out to the people who can help you along the way. Like I really am fortunate. I have a really good doctor who I stay in touch with all the time. I made sure that he was aware of, what my weight was. I did lab work to make sure that I wasn't getting myself into hot water, and it was smooth sailing. So yeah, reach out to the people that surround you. People are happy to support you. I mean, the amount of calls and texts and emails that I've gotten since that hit Facebook, just fantastic. Just fantastic. And again, it has not been about celebrate Bella Monella or celebrate Kim. It's about if I can do it, you can do it too. Honestly, don't have regrets. Don't have regrets. If it's something that's of interest to you, you can do it. And even if you're, can I say this, not ready to be on stage, you're not in the best shape that you should be in, you're going to be surprised that people will be sitting there and they will cheer for you the loudest because, you had the courage to do it. And that's what I'm here for, is to encourage people. I don't care what it is that you want to do, you can do it. Why not?
Did, did you have a lot of people like when you like in your competition? Did you had a lot of people like cheering for you a lot?
The place. So I was the last person on the stage for the transformation,
Right.
and people went nuts because I'm a bit of a ham and I had a lot of fun with it. So, when you do transformation, you don't necessarily have to do the traditional poses, right? Like biceps and this and that. They just want to hear about your story, right? And see the pictures. But I posed, but I had fun with my posing because
Okay.
it's not like you're in a certain category where they're critiquing how you execute those poses, how your symmetry is. With transformation, it's about what have you overcome. So when I was up there, I was dancing, I was waving to people, I was singing, I was, again, it's about embrace your life. We all, I mean, you guys know what it's like in the States. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of pessimism. There's a lot of people being hurt and suffering. I've done 33 years as a nurse. I've done enough.
Yeah.
I've had enough. I've heard enough. People, we got to find the happiness where we can, right? We don't get a second
Yeah.
chance at this. And
Yeah.
my parents told me 94, 96, we had a great life, sayonara. I'm like, you can't get any better than that, right? So if
Right.
I can encourage one person to go, wow, I'm a heavy, or I'm smoking, or I'm doing this, I would say, you want it, call me, I can get you there. Okay.
Mm.
And it's just all about somebody pushing you, and not pushing you, but somebody there to support you, and to give you that inner push until you feel it for yourself. Because once you start seeing the changes in yourself, and you're feeling better, and you're looking better, and you're, like the first time I tried on a size 4 jeans, I cried my eyes out. I mean, this is somebody who was wearing a 3X. That's what life is about, is celebrating those moments.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well,
still eating my
well,
carrot cake. I'm no angel. You'll see me have an ice cap at Tim Hortons or whatever. Like, I'm not saying be an angel. I'm just saying enjoy your life. The only
yeah.
problem is we get one body. And we that is a temple that we have to nurture and encourage and keep healthy, because I don't want to be poked. I don't want to be kept alive to be miserable in a diaper and this and that. No way. I never want to do that to my kids.
Right.
So grab the bull by the horns, people. Take care of yourselves. It is so worth the investment. It's worth the investment
Well,
in time. So far as money goes, I have basics here gym wise. I've gone and pulled tractor tires out of ditches and brought them home and flipped them up and down the street. You can do it with stuff around your house. Not a problem. A push up doesn't take anything but somewhere you can lean on. People have parks. People have, balls that their kids play with. Be active.
yeah. Well, I think that's a wrap. I think, yeah, thank you for giving me your time. And
Oh, you're
I got
very
one more question
welcome.
for you. Have
Yeah.
have you been to Italy?
Yes. Yeah. My husband
Oh,
and I
okay.
come from
I just
Sicily. We're both Sicilian. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All
No,
right.
that's not a
All right.
good thing.
Uh,
Yeah.
why
We're
you
both
say
from,
that?
well, Sicily is known as where the mafia comes from, and we're stubborn.
Oh,
But
yeah,
we like
right.
our
Yeah, I
food.
forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Um,
forgot.
but yeah, we're stubborn. And if anybody loves their food, it's the Italians. I
Yeah.
love,
Well, you
I
guys make good
love
food.
I know. But you know what? My father-in-law makes the best salad ever, ever, and he
Mm,
does it for me, and that's my treat. So I get to skip the pasta
Yeah.
until I compete, and then I have it the day after, and life is good. You know, it makes it much more rewarding when you can't have it for a while. Then
Right.
when you have it and it's fresh and it's so like, wow. Versus when you have something all the time, you don't realize. So I would rather have something rarely, but love it and it's the best and enjoy the experience rather than having something all the time. It's like, whatever. Right. So just people
Yeah.
need to be mindful about what they eat. Um, the food industry is not there to keep us healthy. It's there to keep their food, you know,
Yeah.
usable longer and that sort of thing. So just be, it's the same thing as your exercise and multivites and this and that. Just be, aware of looking up things and doing your own research and Bob's your uncle. So, but like I said, I've said to people before, anybody has, interest in having a chat or sending me a question or whatever the case may be, more than welcome to do it. I'm happy to share whatever I can with anybody. I don't charge because it's obviously what I love to do. So
Right.
you're more than
No,
welcome to
thank you.
share my email and go from there. But I'm glad we
Right.
finally connected. That's wonderful. And
Yeah.
I have to
Yeah.
look to see if there's a competition in New York and come visit.
Yeah. I've been actually I've been to the New York Pro and the OCB Big Apple. That was like my first natural
Okay.
bodybuilding show. Yeah, this was like a few months ago. Yeah,
Nice. Well, now
yeah,
that you know me, if something's coming up, you gotta like send me a message. You know me, I'll
yeah,
go
yeah,
anywhere to I love meeting people. I'm a people person in that, I'll go sit at
yeah,
Disney and just sit and watch people. I find it very intriguing. People are so interesting. You learn so much about different people and the same thing with people in the bodybuilding or that fitness side of things. Everybody has a short story to share and it's great. It's
No,
great.
no. I just went to go see the show. I didn't
Yep.
compete in it.
You should next time you compete. Come on.
No, I'm okay.
Come on.
I'm not able to. I don't think I would because, like, imagine me on prep and, I live with my folks and my mother would drive
Yeah.
me crazy and stuff. So,
Yeah.
it was,
I'm gonna work on you, okay? The other
we'll
thing,
see.
yeah, the other thing that people don't realize is that I'm actually a thalidomide survivor as well. Thalidomide was a drug that was given in the 60s to pregnant women.
Okay. All right.
And it created a lot of things where you saw kids born without arms or flipper hands or this or that. So I have a left-handed disability.
Yeah.
Again, people would say, "Oh, you can't hold on to that bar. You can't do it because you're not as strong on that side." That is hogwash. Okay, it didn't hold me back.
Mm.
So again, it's an excuse if you want it. Otherwise, work around it.
I could look into it. I had a personal trainer, before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much on the internet now that you
Yeah.
can you can do anything like to start out. It's when you get to like a stage where you're going, okay, I want to take it up to the next level. I
Right.
reached out to somebody who had more specific knowledge than I do about the actual poses and stuff, and I relied on her, to
Okay.
help me out. But, if you're just starting out, you're just getting your feet wet, I don't know if I'm going to like it or not. Go on the internet, basic stuff. That, basic works. Stick to
Okay.
simplicity. Simple, simple, simple. Keep it simple.
Yeah. I want
Okay?
to ask you something real quick. Do you
Yeah,
want me like on the like the what's the name of like under the icon? Do you want me to put your email there
sure.
on this? Okay.
Sure.
All right. So
Go
people
ahead.
can reach you.
You're more than
All right.
welcome to share.
All right.
Okay?
No
I'm
problem.
I'm I'm happy to help out any of your listeners.
All right.
Not
Thank
you,
you.
but your listeners. No.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It was a real honor to talk to you.
No, you too as well.
Okay. Well, you take care,
All right.
guys. Thank you, everybody. Take
All
care.
right. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye.